to you that I would say about a month. I mean, I've only been here for close to a month, and before I came here, Marianta was here. Let me make the point. Before I came here, Marianta was here. Marianta sent money to the ground, to the fighters, and so you cannot, come on, how can you even think that for 2 years nothing has been sent to the boys? You may say not enough has been sent, but to say that nothing has been sent is an overstatement.
Yes, but maybe she had sent to some wherever she was able. But what the complaints we received more was that she paid more attention to buy equipment. For example, she bought a launcher for Bali. She bought for some other movements. But many of the counties have not received money for feeding and keeping the boys off of groundnut. And I don't want to go to levels that can expose certain weaknesses on the ground.
You are correct, but you do not.
Maybe her time was short.
You are correct.
I'm not saying this because of to challenge. I'm not saying so to challenge, but to say a little bit of problem that is happening, so that you know that you have a lot of challenge to rise up to this challenge.
I acknowledge the challenge. However, again, you are wrong to suggest that for 2 years nothing was sent to the ground by either Sako or Marianta. You are absolutely wrong. I think you will agree with me that it is within the last 2 years that Ground Zero in terms of quality equipment has changed, because funds were sent to them. Were they enough? I believe not, but at least they have received something, and their gear has been upgraded from what we used to know. You will rarely find Dane guns anywhere on Ground Zero today because of the upgrade. But again, let me say this. You are right. There is a great challenge on Ground Zero. But my approach to this war and the fighters on Ground Zero is going to be very, very strategic, very, very surgical. The time has passed that we took money and gave to people, go and buy bullets, go and buy guns. We want to see we have enough guns on the ground today and bullets for action to take place. What we have to do now is maintain what we have while equipping them with the bullets that they need. And action should be seen in every county of Ambazonia. Those are the things that we want to fund. We are no more just funding equipment. We want to fund action. They have the right equipment. Hold on there, I'm coming. You will agree with me that there are fighters on the ground with RPGs. They never use them anywhere. They never use them anywhere.
That is the same thing.
Go on.
That is the same thing. I want to point out something to you. We have a lot of RPGs on the ground. But when you put a strategy, you must be able to identify the strength of those fighters. You don't give an RPG because you needed to give them to show that you've given. Most of the boys that have RPGs cannot use it. If you do not put training alongside the equipment, it doesn't go. Number two, if you agree with me, or you can also tell me what you think, that's why it's an interview, that we are outgunned, we are overpowered, and you saying that we have upgraded, I think that we have not done enough. I have carried out a study, which I cannot say it out here, but there are counties, I am not talking of LGA, there are counties that have maximum of 15 acres in the whole county, which means some of the LGAs have just 2. And unfortunately, we have too many fighters that do not have guns. What would you do in order to put more guns into the hands of fighters who are willing but do not have?
That's a good question. And what we are going to do, comrade, is this. As I have said, we are going to, it was a mistake to even think that everybody, every fighter and every county on the ground should be carrying an RPG, especially at this early moment. you have, let's say, 10 RPGs on the ground and you have 14 counties. You will imagine that FACO alone will need at least 3 RPGs. Bamenda alone will need at least 3 RPGs. Maybe Kumba will need another 3 RPGs. So the idea of taking maybe 5 or 10 RPGs and trying to spread them to every country. For example, one was sent to Nkambe. I don't know for what reason. It has never been used. Whereas FACO has only one. Unfortunately, to the guys who have them, they've never used them. In Bamenda, I think Bamenda has one, or in Bali, they've never used them. So they're supposed to be strategically deployed to strategic locations, which is what we also plan to do in the way we supply equipment, not just RPGs, but equipment in general, because in this war, there are strategic towns and counties that we need to a lot of focus on. And that is what we will do. That will be our approach on how we make provisions to the fighters on the ground. But let me also add this, that the fighters on the ground would have to be loyal to their LGAs and counties constituted authority, because we do not want irresponsible action on the ground and the people on the ground have nobody to report to or to look up to. We want responsible warfare and responsible boys and girls carrying guns and fighting on the ground, recognizing the chain of command in their counties and their LGAs, so that when things happen on the ground, we know who to go to. We know the people on the ground also know who to call. That is the wisdom in county by county commands.
Okay. Yes, one of